The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go! 60 Pittsburgh! Switch up! Yep. Alpha! 100!
Now the first carry for Ronald Jones. He'll have a first down past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercising before this one, and they're paying off.
Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side, and that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here we go!
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
I got him! Buzz! Now! Spot forward! Mike, spot forward! Let's go, defense! Hey, man up, defense!
2nd and 4. He hauls it in. Valdez-Scantling for the Packers touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. His first touchdown of the new season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Santos with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready? 60 outlaw. Greystone travel.
That's good!
Undercut, undercut, undercut.
Throwing on first down. Moore. He finds Yeldon. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
17 yards, first down, Vikings. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Hey, Delta. Hit it.
On 1st and 10, Moore. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back.
Deep dribble.
Here's Moore. Off play action. That'll be complete to Cook. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
25.
To throw is Moore. To throw on 3rd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. The Vikings send out their punter, and he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Come on.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
It feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, and it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Let's go.
2nd and long. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
Ready.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
That's what I do. 6 guys. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Jet. Set. Go.
This is Jones. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
H3, 218. Chopper. Go. Keep going, boys, moving. Seam 6. Let her.
They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Yes! 55. You ain't going nowhere. 55 is mine, guys. 55. Watch the pass. Ready.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Looking in zone for Jones. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Ronald Jones, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. Now Moore. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
On the double. Mike spot 4. Here we go. Foxtrot. 80 weapon. 80 weapon. Yep. Ready.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. Touchdown, Packers. Mecole Hardman, his second touchdown on the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Let's go.
More now. Gonna throw again. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Oh, yeah, and here we go again.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's got some space here. The 20. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one good for 37 yards. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run-pass option.
And they're right down here looking for 6. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
Blue dark workers. Check 49. Check 49. Set, go.
Now this time he'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And nothing but daylight ahead. 30, past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
They should have known. They should have known.
Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Moore to throw on 2nd down. And his throw here's incomplete. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
Now Moore on 3rd down. Going deep for Diggs. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Packers. Mecole Hardman with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. And now it's blocked. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, times have definitely changed on the PAT, on the extra point, haven't they? A lot more effort goes into this play from both sides.
Because let's face it, a lot of time on extra points, the effort is not what it is when you're trying to block a field goal.
No doubt about it. And before, when the ball was snapped on the 2-yard line, it was really a virtual chip shot. Now everyone believes they can get to it and knock it away, and we know how crucial every point is. So the defensive guys, they spent a lot more time trying to get that done, which means there's more pressure on the offensive guys trying to kick it.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
First down.
It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Yeah, let's get second.
Second and 11 at the 44.
Looking to throw on second down. Moore under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Shaquem Griffin, he was relentless there as he hits home for the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Check. Crunch. Crunch. Crunch.
Throwing on third and long. Moore, he's going to float this over the middle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Dancing to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Got it.
Mike spot 9. Mike spot 9. Drop deep. Drop deep.
Hayward. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 10.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Shift, Charlie. Sit. Sit. Go.
Back to throw here. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And that one results in 35 yards. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they're going to measure revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
You got nothing.
Motion, motion, motion.
Echo.
55. Ready.
They're going to look to throw. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season.
Exit. 55, Mike. Hold up. Ready.
They'll look to throw again. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Adam Thielen. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Santos with the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet.
They start the drive with Cook. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 17-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
No, Mike 52, Mike 52.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Go.
More now. And now here is another interception. It's off by Darnell Savage. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of it.
And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. It's their quarterback scoring on the 2-yard keeper as his guys continue to pour it on. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half.
Vikings 7.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch time. Tight end right, tight end right. 3 down.
2nd and 9 now. That's complete to Jake Butt. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Looking to throw. More. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Here's Moore to throw again. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. To throw is Moore. Looking to throw on 2nd down. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. He'll run it. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Showing up. Recon, 132 fighting. Yep, stay at home. Orbit.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Touchdown, Packers! Mecole Hardman, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Now the point after try for Santos. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score Packers 48.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
That's it, baby. We got work.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
132 fighter.
More now to throw on third down. And he's able to find Diggs. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with it. Moore on 1st and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now Moore to throw on 2nd down. He's got Jake Butt as tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Go. 18 games.
52. 52's the mic.
I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Now.
On 1st down, Moore. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage.
61.
But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Moore. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Marr able to put this one through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about this.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. O'Shane Ximines. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. He'll look to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It got his man complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. O'Shane Zimenez picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Now Jones. 8 yards here, so that gets him back within striking distance. And now it's 3rd down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll look to throw here. Buying time to his left. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. A gain of 37. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On play action, they'll throw. Forced out to his left. That is incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense can crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets them to 3rd and 3 now.
Let's go, let's go. 60 Pittsburgh.
Now back to throw. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16.
Set 90. Wolf.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some.
Box trap. Jack, ready, go.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good, solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Here we go. 60 out.
59. Focus, defense, focus. Let's go.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from a yard out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Santos with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football, and the Packers pick it up. And a super return as he... Gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Back to throw. Moore. Complete outright to Jake Butt. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Second and 2. And Diggs has it. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, high 7. 5.
Now Moore. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. In for the score. And the Vikings are able to at least knock this deficit down a bit. Extra point by Moore, up and good, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Following the touchdown, here's Moore to kick it away. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great...
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Mecole Hardman, 75 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And the lead will swell by one more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Here's Moore, throwing to start the drive. Going up top. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leap.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Hey, Haywood.
52's the Mike. Watch Mike.
Go.
To throw is Moore. Throwing on 3rd and long. He's going to loft one. He's got a man. Complete. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory.
Let's go.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Looking to throw. Moore. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Second down.
At the Packers' 9-yard line.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Check.
2nd and 5. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Come on, set. 10-2, son.
I got you, son.
Get it.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Flushed it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Rashawn Gary able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off down near the 5. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back.
Here we go.
And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. O'Shane Ximines able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. That one looks like he'll throw here. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Back to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. That's caught inside the 20. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Looking left side, and it's complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Mike, hey, watch the slam. Slam.
80 weapon.
44's the Mike. I'm coming after you. coming after you.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points